door? The door. If somebody can open that door for him to get into the control room. Thank you. Tonight at 6, Kent State students are learning more about Italian history and culture. More on today's lecture series.
One of the biggest party days of the year was this past Saturday. More on the busy day coming up.
And Kate Middleton's Mother's Day photo is causing some controversy. Details on the photo's manipulation.
We have an official rematch between former President Donald Trump and President Joe Biden. We have all the details on their big wins this past Super Tuesday.
This is TV2 News.
And thank you so much for starting off your week with us. I'm Alexandria Manthe.
And I'm Skylar Eddington. This morning, students got a little taste of Italian history with the Kent State Florence Directors Lecture Series.
That's right, Elena Matricardi is live in studio with more. Hi, Elena.
Hi, guys. That's right. The director of Kent State's Florence Center is in town the whole week to teach students about Italian history. Director of Kent State Florence, Fabrizio Ricciardelli, is in Kent this week to teach students about the importance of Italian history.
So the perfection of religiosity made the quantity of art existing in the Renaissance, in the period which goes from the 1250s to the 1450s. And this kind of explosion of beautiful things made this city so attractive to everyone.
The Kent State Florence program celebrated its 50th anniversary in September of 2023 and is entering the 10th year of the Florence Summer Institute.
It is, I think, a very important year, this one, because 10 years ago has been established for the first time the Summer Institute, which I think is one of the main beautiful things which Kent State Florence created a few years ago, because I think it builds a real bridge between Kent, Ohio, and Florence.
Fabrizio is the author of numerous books on institutional and political history in Europe, two of which are The Medici and The Politics of Exclusion in Early Renaissance Florence.
I teach two in-present courses. One is on the history of Florence, and the other one is on the history of the Medici family, which are the family which made the city of Florence existing. Surely introducing a concept which I think has been perfectly developed by the American culture, which is the idea of donation.
His lectures are being held in Bowman Hall, room 207 at 9:55 a.m. each morning until Friday, March 15th.
For students interested in going to Florence in the fall semester, if you apply and commit by April 1st, you could be eligible for up to $250 in scholarships. So the time is now. Apply and fly, as I like to say.
For TV2 News, I'm Elena Matricardi. Also, students will have an opportunity to chat with Fabrizio this Wednesday at 5 p.m. at the Center for Undergraduate Excellence. For TV2 News, I'm Elena Matricardi.
Thanks, Elena. The May 4th Visitor Center will soon be home to a new exhibit. The exhibition is called Graphic Content, Cartoons of May 4th, and will examine graphic art depictions. 3 generations of acclaimed artists will be featured: Chuck Ayers, Derf Backderf, and Catherine Weirick. The exhibit will be on display from March 12th through June 7th in the May 4th Visitor Center, 147 Taylor Hall.
Good evening, Kent State. I'm TV2 weather anchor Ryan Shenko, and it's high time we took a look at what it feels like currently in beautiful, beautiful Kent, Ohio. So let's get right into it right now. We've got sun, and with the coming of daylight savings time, we've got a little bit more sun for the first time this semester. It's still up for our newscast. It's 50 degrees, feels like 46. Our dew point is very low. It's 20 degrees today. It's probably why we all felt a lot of ice, saw a lot of ice building up on our cars last night following the snow that we had. Our wind is at 13 miles per hour and it's coming mostly from the east. Humidity is at 25% and our visibility is at our trademarked 10 miles. It's another clear day out there today. Now we're going to take a look at what our next 12 or so hours are going to look like. Right now, like I said, 50 degrees, bright and sunny. It's very nice out. Just might need a little sweatshirt. That's all. At midnight, it's going to be cold and clear, 42 degrees. And tomorrow at 6 a.m., 41 degrees with some clouds rolling in. As we take a look at tomorrow's commute, it's going to be around 8 a.m. tomorrow. We'll have some cloud cover, but the sun's going to poke through as the day goes along, so your commute tomorrow will be very nice and temperate. But that's all the time I have for you right now. Don't worry though, I'll be back in a little bit to give you my full week forecast and to take a look at those statewide Ohio temps.
Thanks, Ryan. Kent State students took to parties and the bar scene this weekend for an early celebration of St. Patrick's Day, the annual Fake Patties, but some were not so lucky.
Aaron Sullivan is in studio with more on what arrests were made this year. Hi, Aaron.
Hi, Skylar. A lot of traffic coming into Kent this past weekend, which usually means an increase in crime. We spoke with Kent University Police about what they experienced.
A sea of green could be seen in downtown bars to fraternity houses on Main Street as Kent students celebrated Fake Patties Day, Kent's annual St. Patrick's Day celebration. But some partygoers didn't get the luck of the Irish this year. Kent police made 15 arrests, 7 for underage drinking, and 8 for disorderly conduct.
Very happy with how this weekend went. Actually, I believe this may have been the first year that we have not had any arrests.
University police made no arrests this year. Last year, Kent City Police made 25 arrests. University police say they're happy with the decreasing number of arrests.
The students make good choices and they, watch each other, make sure everyone's staying safe. We're not there to just go out and make a bunch of arrests. We want people to have a good time, have a fun time.
And if you find yourself celebrating St. Patrick's Day this weekend, Aaron, go bragh and stay safe. For TV2 News, I'm Aaron Sullivan.
The United States and other embassies are pulling unnecessary personnel out of Haiti as gang violence continues. What U.S. leaders are saying.
Kent State student government are having elections coming up, and we have the candidates in studio. More on the proposals coming up.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth. Every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. Let them have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Good job, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it! Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
United States personnel are being evacuated from Haiti as gang violence in Port-au-Prince continues to spiral. The U.S. military said on Sunday it airlifted non-essential personnel from the U.S. Embassy to bolster the security of its mission in the capital. Embassies like Germany and other European countries have also begun their evacuation plans. Tens of thousands of people have fled their homes to avoid those attacks.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky rejected an appeal from Pope Francis on Sunday. Without directly stating it, Zelensky shared that the Pope's ideas differed from those of religious figures in Ukraine. Pope Francis responded, stating that sometimes you have to have the courage of the white flag. Ukraine's Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba struck down this statement by stating that our flag is a yellow and blue one and we shall never raise any other flags.
Monday marks the start of Holy Month of Ramadan for most Muslims. But over the weekend, Israeli strikes hit part of southern and central Gaza, killing scores of people and injuring others, according to the Palestinian news agency. President Joe Biden says while the prime minister has the right to defend his country from Hamas, he also needs to, quote, pay more attention to the innocent lives lost.
Mother's Day in the United Kingdom was yesterday, and the royal family got themselves into a photo controversy. Kate Middleton shared an informal family photo that many photo agencies posted, but then retracted after noticing the photos were manipulated. Middleton explained that William took the photo, which she then experimented with making minor edits. She, however, failed to explain why the edits were not publicly shared when she posted the photos or when they were released to media outlets.
Promised, I'm back with part 2 of my weather report on this sunny and crisp Monday night. So let's jump right into the deep end for some northeast Ohio temperatures. And we're going to start, as always, up on the lake, but this time we're going to go left to right. In Sandusky, it's 50, Cleveland 47, Ashtabula 46, and we're going to see some pretty consistent trends with our weather this afternoon. Mansfield is at 48, sharing that mark with Youngstown and Canton. Wooster is sitting at the high water mark for northeast Ohio today at 51, and our own beautiful Tree City 49 degrees on this Monday evening as we get our week started. But let's take a look at our statewide temps, and it's a little bit more of the same. Things we come to expect being in Ohio. Down south in Cincinnati, Dayton, Athens, it's a little warmer. They're at 55 and 54 respectively. Our capital at 52 degrees, Lima shares that mark. And then up in the northeast, Steubenville and Akron are sitting at 49 apiece. Now let's take a look at your 7-day weekly outlook. Tomorrow, it's going to be gorgeous, 64 degrees as our high. The clouds are going to go away by afternoon. It's going to be bright and sunny. And it's more of the same on Wednesday. Thursday, it's going to be PM rain, 64 degrees for you as your high. And it's going to be 59 on Friday, and our weekend will start to get a little bit cooler, and on Monday we will cool down to 38. And well, my time has run out for this Monday weather report. I hope you guys have a happy and healthy week. I've been Ryan Shenko with TV2 Weather. Now let's go back to the desk.
Thanks, Ryan. President Biden and former President Trump held dueling events in Georgia on Saturday as their rematch for the White House shapes up.
Both candidates are coming off of huge Super Tuesday wins. Amber Worth has more.
The race for the White House is heating up as President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump attacked each other in campaign events on Saturday in the battleground state of Georgia.
Here's a guy who's kicking off his general election campaign on the road up with Marjorie Taylor Greene. It can tell you a lot about a person who he keeps company with.
What a presidency, what a president, most incompetent president we've ever had. The worst president.
Biden repeated his view of the 2024 election, calling it a battle for the soul of the nation, while Trump attacked the president's State of the Union address earlier this week.
Donald Trump sees a different America, an American story of resentment, revenge, and retribution. That's not me, that's not you.
We all heard Crooked Joe's angry, dark, hate-filled rant of a State of the Union address. Wasn't it? Didn't it bring us together?
Trump reached out to disillusioned Democrats to join him in retaking the White House.
I extend an open hand, an open invitation, and I ask you to join us on the noble quest of saving our country.
While Biden blasted Trump for hosting authoritarian Prime Minister of Hungary, Viktor Orban, at the Mar-a-Lago Club Friday.
My lifetime has taught me to embrace the future of freedom and democracy. And Trump and I have a very different value set, if it isn't obvious already.
I'm Amber Worthy reporting.
President Joe Biden's presidential campaign reports raising $10 million after the State of the Union address. The campaign says those donations came in the first 24 hours after Thursday night's address. The president raised at least $42 million for his re-election campaign and the Democratic Party in February. Campaign officials say those contributions demonstrate an underappreciated level of enthusiasm for the president.
But this year isn't just an election season for the president. Kent State's undergraduate student government is having an election of their own on campus.
And we are here joined by two candidates for USG's Student Involvement Director, Connor Piotrowski and April Hanneman. Thank you both so much for joining us. And so first, April, you are going to get the first question. Why are you running for this position?
So I decided to run for this position because I think it's a great opportunity to get more involved on campus, and I really think it's important for students to get involved on campus, as I have gotten involved in a variety of different organizations here, and I think it just really helps people feel more at home being on campus, so I'd really like to aid in helping students feel more at home and more secure being here at Kent State.
Thank you. And Connor, I'm going to ask you the same question. Why are you running for this position?
So my first year, I was not really involved with anything, but then after taking like some classes here to get more involved with Kent, I was a flash kid this past summer. It really set a sense of welcoming here at Kent State, and that's really what I want to enforce, like not enforce, but like really enhance in having everybody fall in love with the university like I did.
Absolutely.
And now back to April. What do you hope to accomplish in this role?
So I think one of the things I really would like to do in this role is have kind of something like Blast Off, but for spring semester, because I really think that like transfer students and even like being a freshman, like I'm currently a freshman, coming into spring semester, it's like there's not as much exposure to student activities on campus, so I think having another like involvement fair would be really useful for a student body, again, to like bring that exposure out and get people more involved during spring semester as well.
And then Connor, what do you hope to accomplish if you're elected?
I really hope to accomplish to inspire people to go out and do these certain events. Like the Leadership Center always holds like little seminars based on like self-improvement with like building boundaries, for example, and I really want to see people like attend these and learn kind of how to enhance their role as a peer, but also as a leader. Because I loved leadership and I love leadership here, so I really want to inspire that with people.
Thank you. And April, why do you believe student involvement is so important?
Oh, I think it's so important to your whole college experience. I think that's really how you make friends, how you establish yourself here as a person and individual on campus, and how you can like make connections too, even just like whatever career you're going into the industry. Like I'm a fashion merchandising major, so I feel like being involved in fashion related organizations is very useful to gain those connections in the industry too. But I do also think that it is useful to get involved in other organizations other than your major too, to kind of make different friends who are in different majors too.
And then Connor, why do you think student involvement is important?
I think student involvement is important because it's really what makes up the college. Like we have a very open campus, we have tons of organizations. So allowing students to have a kind of say in what they want to do, and then also like they really getting involved is what makes your college experience, whether it be in joining a club or joining an organization or pursuing your classes and making friends through there. So I really think like the students really make the college. It's more unified that way.
Thank you.
And April, do you have one last message for the Kent State community?
Well, definitely get involved. Try new things. I think pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone is super important. That's how you learn and grow as an individual, so that is definitely my message.
And if you had one thing you wanted to say to the Kent community, what would yours be?
I would say keep doing what you're doing. What you're doing is very important. And honestly, as long as you're growing as yourself, you're growing as a peer, but you're also growing as someone who that's your future. Whether it be you're going into teaching or you're going into fashion merchandising like April, it's really important to be yourself and keep growing as a peer, but also keep growing as just a person.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you both so much for joining us. And for those of you at home who want to get involved, voting begins March 19th at 8 a.m. and goes until March 20th at 5 p.m. Find the link on your Flashline dashboard.
The Oscars are over and the box offices are full. For this year's newest releases, stick around to find out what movies are on their way to the top.
NFL free agency began today. Stick around to see where some of the league's best players will be suiting up next year.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover their unique mix of all kinds of traits.
Where'd Wiley go? Where's Wiley? Ah, there she is. Paw?
Do you remember being an ancient wolf? Do you ever feel the call of the wild?
You're a renegade cop, and I'm a con woman with nothing to prove. But together, we could really solve this murder.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but all of them are pure love.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Hope you all are having a good Monday night. My name is Noah Keeney, and it is time for some sports news. Let's get into the highlights. KSU Wrestling and Blake Schaefer, more importantly, took home third place honors at 197 pounds, but dropped a 5-3 decision in a wrestle-off for a bid to the national tournament. The Flashes took 11th at the Mid-American Conference tournament hosted by Kent State over the weekend. Schaefer won his third place match against Cameron Wood of Central Michigan with a decision of 6-3. Pablo Castro took 6th place at 133 pounds. Kent State will now wait to see if any of the individual wrestlers get an at-large bid to the national tournament in Kansas City. Kent State softball recorded a season-high 50 hits and matched the most runs this season on Sunday, finishing the Catamount Classic with a 10-6 victory over host Western Carolina. The Golden Flashes, who are now 10-8, had 5 players collect multiple hits. Freshman Megan Nucherline shut out Western Carolina over the final 4.2 innings to earn her third victory of the weekend. Kent State will play their home 2024 opener on Wednesday against Youngstown State, first pitch to be thrown at 3 p.m. And now NFL free agency kicked off. It is fully underway. Today marks the first day teams are allowed to legally sign free agents to their roster. There's already been a ton of exciting and unexpected moves. The Packers have been making a lot of noise today, signing Pro Bowl running back Josh Jacobs and big-time safety Xavier McKinney. They also released running back Aaron Jones in response to the Jacobs signing. Staying in the NFC, the Eagles made a splash by signing star running back Saquon Barkley. This was a need they had to fill after losing DeAndre Swift to the Bears earlier this morning. In the quarterback world, Kirk Cousins left the Vikings after these years to fly with the Falcons. He instantly makes them division contenders and should bring them to new heights. Russell Wilson decided to sign a one-year deal with the Steelers in a prove-it year after failing it with the Broncos. The final big move so far has been star Christian Wilkins leaving the Dolphins to pair up with Max Crosby and the Raiders. Make sure to follow TV2 KSU Sports for all the exciting updates to come this offseason. Well, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for joining me. My name's Noah Keeney. Until next time, Kent State. Back to Alex at the desk.
Thanks, Noah. The stars came out for Hollywood's biggest night, but which ones went home with Tinseltown's biggest prize? We'll have your Oscars recap after this.
What to expect when you're expecting
Like here.
a teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys, preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the Mom. You don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. Yeah. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Even on Oscars weekend, with the focus on last year's films, people went out to see new movies. Kung Fu Panda 4 has fought its way to the #1 spot at the box office, opening with $58.3 million, the best debut for the franchise since its first film back in 2008. And Dune Part 2 lost that top spot, but $46 million gave the sci-fi sequel second place and a 10-day domestic total of $157 million.
The Oscars were last night, and Oppenheimer showed up and showed out. The action-packed film had over 7 wins, including Best Picture and Best Director. Oppenheimer also brought Robert Downey Jr. home an Oscar for Best Actor in a Supporting Role. One of Oppenheimer's biggest competitors, Barbie, had 6 wins at the Oscars, which included Billie Eilish's song, What Was I Made For, winning Best Original Song.
Always a good song.
When I first heard that song at the movie theaters, I cried.
Yes.
Especially with the scene that it's in. It's such
Yes,
a good and beautiful song.
Teary-eyed, and we're definitely giving Barbie vibes today.
We dressed for the occasion.
Didn't mean to, but
we're Team Barbie
here we
over
are.
here.
Yeah. All right, well, that is all the time we have for you today.
For updates on all these stories and more, visit our website at kentwired.com and on all social media platforms at Kent Wired. And don't forget to tune in at 8 p.m. for a brand new episode of Sports Corner. I'm Skylar Eddington.
And I'm Alexandria Manthe. Have a great night, Portage County.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows? Maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would.